Hello, world, and this is Talkin Live. Know that we have some great deals coming up on maybe backpacks and all this kind of stuff that our competitor has. A lot of competitors we have, but our deals are better, and we're going to have better material. Wouldn't sell you nothing but that top quality. Believe in buying the best, well, paying the less, and buying the best. So we would like for you to be sure and watch for our sales that come up for the fashions and all kind of stuff. We ain't quite set up yet. We ain't got all the material in yet. But there's some great deals on pocketbooks, backpacks, dog beds, something else. And of course, Donald Trump's got a lot of people backing him on what he's doing. And I'm wondering myself sometimes about certain deals he does, but supposedly I depend on him to know what he's talking about, and I would like to see him put more of his time into doing a lot of stuff that I think we need done. I hope that we don't have any problem with Social Security and Medicare for the older people. We don't supposed to have money paid immigrants for coming in here, Social Security, which they have found hundreds of thousands of people drawing Social Security that didn't even work here, ain't even citizens. Then we got these people complaining about, don't let knock people out of voting if they don't have an ID. Well, you got to have an ID. You got to buy, if you're going to buy alcohol when you're, don't you have to have an ID, show your age, or show that you're from this country, or you got to have an ID showing your age. So I know everybody don't want to carry the birth certificate around, but it wouldn't hurt for an ID to prove who you are. If you have to take your birth certificate, that's what should be the law. If you don't have any ID, take your birth certificate. Prove that you were born here. Prove that you're an American citizen. And prove that you want it to be that way. It should be that way. That's the only way it should be. With the corrupt and the policies of the past administration have made it impossible for Donald Trump to do a lot of things. Now, see, these federal judges, man, they was not saying one word when the border was open and the water was flowing. I call that water immigrants, like a river flooding in this country. And they didn't try to stop that, but they want to stop it from going out of the country. You don't need to be in office. I don't care if you're a federal judge or a kangaroo court. You have no business butting in on the deportation. And I don't want to hear or see about anybody being deported that's a legal American citizen. But that don't change them from being a gang member, a drug dealer. There's a lot of people in this country that belongs to gangs that nobody know about. There's people in the mafia nobody don't know about. But most of them are the mafia's legal citizens that I understand. Not all of them. Look at Luciano, he wouldn't. But I'm just sick and tired of hearing about the deportation, and it's what Donald Trump run on to win the election, and I get tired of hearing about tariffs too. I'm sick and tired of hearing about tariffs. I mean, we have to show ourselves to be willing to suffer a little so they gain ground in the future. You know, we have a lot of people working out there hard, maybe lose their job. We don't want that to happen. And if Donald Trump wants to fire somebody, I think it should be available to, since he is called the president, he is the person that won the election. So, you know, all the orders that Biden signed and Obama, they went through with them, right? They didn't have no big problem with them. They didn't have too much trouble because it's over that was in the minority of our government, Democrats. And they didn't have too much trouble because they was president. And you judges and you people didn't march because somebody. Why would you want to march on protest about somebody saving your country money and getting your country out of debt? What do you march for? That should be something you was glad for, to benefit you in the future, benefit you kids. Why do you always marching and complaining? And it's a freedom to do that, but when it comes violent and when it comes where the people are just doing it to despite somebody, you know, they're not standing up for their country. Come on, everybody, come on to TikTok. We want to hear from you. And it's sickening to see all this stuff. And we talk about the same old thing all the time. I hear the same. If you get bored of me talking those same old things, send me a text or send me an email or come do a show with me and we'll talk about what you want to talk about. That's your freedom of speech too. You know, we want everybody that joins in to be able to say what they feel. Yeah, I don't care if you're a Democrat, what you are. But I'm just sick and tired of everybody complaining about us trying to get back on the right track again. I just don't get it. Democrats call themselves American, but they're trying to block everything that comes up. Don't want nothing to happen. Don't want to change nothing. Want to let it just be downhill all the way. Let our deficit keep going up. Don't try to cut people out 100. These 150-year-old people, they don't need the money, do they? And Social Security, 130-year-old. Now, what are they going to do with the money? Nothing, because they're dead. They don't exist no more. I always wondered how they get that check cash, get that put in their account. I mean, I wonder if Abraham Lincoln's drawing a Social Security check. You reckon he is, Jeff? You think Abraham Lincoln's drawing a Social Security check?
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah, it is possible. You know, Twilight Zone and all that. We don't live in the same world anymore. We live in a nation that's lost their mind. We don't leave nothing to the side and except where it is. It's just chaos, as they call it. And us as a country, we have enemies all around us. If they don't want to pay the tariffs, then they're our enemy. It's like I hear the Republicans call the Democrats colleagues. You're not a colleague. I don't go for that. Well, you're a politician and they're fighting against you. They ain't no colleague. Colleague is somebody who works with you. Helps you get things done. That's a colleague. These people don't work together. So how could you be a colleague? A colleague is somebody that agree for the best. To come together and talk and look at the bad side, the downside. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen with Donald Trump. tariffs. Some of them may be going too far. But he's right. It's time. We have to buy your friendship. It's like being married to a woman. If you're married to a woman, then she loves you because of what you give her, not who you are, and you don't need them. You don't need that woman. You know, I used to have a wife. I might have said this before, but I brought her roses every day. And one day she told me she wasn't dead. She didn't need the roses. I told her, okay, bitch, I won't bring you no more. I'm just telling you what I said back in the day. And I did, and I took her one more rose. It was black. And I told her that's her heart. That rose is black as your heart, baby. That's what I give her. And don't say it's a cuss word. It's not a cuss word. It's bitch dogs. It's bitch people. You know, we don't have a vocabulary like a lot of people do. We don't use cuss words. That's not a cuss word. That's the description of a person that you can't deal with because they're always complaining. And we got these people today, the Democrats, they can't be satisfied no matter what. Well, it's like I told somebody about, my situation. If I'd done it this way, that would have been all right with it. But I done it another way, so that's why it's wrong. See, if you do something right, it becomes wrong to so many people. And don't forget now, here's a commercial.
Stand out with our exclusive backpack, proudly showcasing the one-of-a-kind Lamar Fashions logo, blending style and distinction into every design. Available in white or black, our backpack is lightweight and comfortable for your optimal comfort and shoulder fit. The main pocket inside can store daily necessities and contains a protective sleeve to hold your laptop along with interior pockets for storing valuables. With its classic shape, this backpack is perfect for business travel, laptop soft case, or luggage bag for short trips, and will make a great gift for any age group. The two exterior side pockets can hold your water bottles or your mobile phone. Order yours today in black or white at surplusproductsforyou.com. That's surplusproductsforyou.com.
Recycling solar panels can contribute to a domestic supply of materials essential to the production of new solar panels, including glass, silicon, and valuable metals such as silver, copper, and aluminum. We are a one-stop company offering waste management services for all your solar equipment and solar panels disposal. We purchase solar equipment and recycling the products obtained from them. If your panels, batteries, or inverters are functional and refurbishable, you can expect a rebate at a competitive rate. Have more solar needs? We specialize in lithium-ion batteries, inverters, energy storage units, and more. These are just some of the many ways we can help. Contact us online by email or by phone for your free quote today with no obligation. Go ahead, call today.
Hello world, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notifications of our upcoming broadcasts. Explore our large archive of shows. Watch any episodes you need to see again. Find our YouTube channel online at youtube.com/@Talkin Live Show, or on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV home screen. Head to the YouTube app to watch without the need of any expensive cable TV service. Subscribe today. Get ready for some Talkin Live.
Talkin Live Classics TV has a new look. Now, each day of the week has something new in store for you. Tune in Mondays to watch Briefing Room Monday War Dramas. Tuesdays, you can still catch all the classic movies from years gone by. And brand new is our Western Wednesdays every week. Thursdays are classic alt TV shows all day long. Grab a spot on the couch and have a sci-fi movie and a pizza each Friday. Super Saturday cartoons for your kids. You will be reliving the morning TV you grew up with all day long. Each Sunday is our Southern Gospel Day of Worship. All of the worship music you know. And we now have Billy Graham each week at 10 in the morning and 7 in the evening. Watch online at talkinliveclassicstv.com or anytime on our Roku and Amazon Fire TV channels. You can still catch our Talkin Live show with Lamar Bearden, new every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 in the evening.
All right, we're back, and hope that everybody's watching on TikTok. We want these people to TikTok in. We'd like to hear from you, but we are doing this streaming. I think we want to do some a little later in the evening when people are not at work or maybe not so busy. On a Monday, everybody's busy and trying to catch up from Friday. So I have been in business for myself since 1975, and I have seen a lot of income in those times, but I've seen a lot go out. I've seen it come in, I've seen it go out. So, to me, when I hear of tariffs and all this extra cost, and we're having to pay out and nobody's paying in, then it's unbalanced. Knowing that about business, and I've had, and I may have said this before, but I've had 3 or 4 different corporations, 9, and at one time I had 9 corporations. And that was when Clinton was in office. And I'll tell you, I have to say this, money was rolling in. We had that free trade, we had the things, but people today have got to this idea that America's so rich and we don't. I mean, people overseas think Americans live like kings over here. Everybody lives like kings, but it's not that way. We don't live like kings. We have to struggle just like any other country. You know, the rich have their money. They have what they have, you know, and they have it because they earned it. You know, some people didn't earn it, but I mean, you take guys at the stock market, they're whining because they're losing. Well, you won so many times in the stock market when Donald Trump was president. And the stock market been pretty good, I think, in the last, even when Biden is in there. Yeah. But you have had those gains, you've made that money, and now you're whining. Well, it ain't all about you. It's about the poor man. It's about the middle class. It ain't all about you. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, it ain't all about you. Poor men is what made the rich man rich. But if there wasn't no rich, there wouldn't be no jobs. If there was no poor, there wouldn't be no rich. You know, African Americans talk about how they slaved and they was made slaves in all those days. They made some of these old companies, you know, that we have today that are thriving with billions of dollars. They were a part of that happened. But anybody that would want to take money now from that company to give to them, and they hadn't done the suffering, they hadn't went through all that hell. It was hell. That's purity hell for black men. But it's been purity hell for the American Indian, Native American. And the money was coming in at Washington. You know, George Washington was rich too. He was very rich. There'd been a lot of people in the White House that were already rich. And there's a lot of them in Congress that wasn't rich at all that are rich now. Take Obama. He wasn't rich when he went off. He was pretty well off, but he wasn't rich. Now look at him. The oceans are rising. He bought him a house over there on the ocean. And all that. And John, what's his name? He's predicting, and Al Gore's predicting all this oceans rises, all that, and all these fancy people like politicians going by to my house on the beach. Does that make sense? Do you think because you're a politician, you got money, that water won't rise for you too? Well, the water's rising for you right now. It's catching up with you. It's catching up with your waste and your foolish spending. And we're in debt because of that. If they have an earthquake, like they had an earthquake over in, what was it? The country over there, I can't think, Thailand, when they had that, I thought it was Taiwan at first, but it was Thailand. They had that earthquake over there, and America sends help over there. And that's fine. That's great. But your bull crap that you get started, you dictators and all of you people. You know, a guy told me in Canada the other day, I talked to him, I have a customer, and I would never tell his name for nothing in this world. He works for the military. He told me that leader they have over there now that's going out of office has destroyed Canada's economy. Because he's sitting in a castle. He's sitting in a mansion. He don't, every time he takes a meal, he don't think, every time he sits down and eats caviar, all of these people, they sit down and eat caviar, they eat the finest food, all that fancy food. They don't think about people starving. They don't think about people in these homes that barely making it. They don't think about the roof leaking in a man's house that he can't afford to pay the roof and get it fixed because the material's so high. They don't think about that. These people that's got money, they don't think about things that really matter. They think about themselves. Now, I can say this for Hollywood. I disagree with some of them, but they do a lot of charity work. They help a lot of people. Billy Graham and his group, they help a lot of people that's hungry. I see a lot of these preachers over there. Now, Hillary, you know, her foundation was building houses all over the place of Haiti. So she said, but she wasn't. The liar. All that donation went to her daughter, just about it, allegedly. That's what everybody says. That's what I've seen on the news. And I have to get back on that. You know, that deal where they want to tell everything about Epstein. That just died. What happened to going into the Fort Knox, see if the gold was there? What happened to that deal? And I got a picture I want to put up. I don't have it here now, but I want to put it up later. I'm going to ask what happened to this man that took a gun and shot this little boy in the head. What happened to him? That's what I want to know. And I'm getting off the subject maybe, but the poor people is going to benefit according to Donald Trump from what he's doing. Give a man a chance. If he don't do it, what do you got to lose? You were losing before you got in there, big time. You wasn't drawing no extra money. Your tax dollars going everywhere but the right place. It was going out as fast as you paid it in. Them taxes, fast as you paid it in, it was going somewhere else. It didn't belong. So why complain? Don't you want this country to be better? You Democrats or Republicans, some of you Republicans, you make me sick too. And I'm a Republican. Until Donald Trump does a real bad thing that I can see, I'll still be Republican, but I just won't vote for him. As far as him running again, he shouldn't even think about that. He ain't got the promise of tomorrow no more than you have. I mean, it's the funniest thing to me when these politicians can say they're going to run 10 years from now or 4 years from now, and they ain't got a promise of tomorrow no more than I have. Even my dog don't have a promise of tomorrow. We don't know when we're going to leave this world, and you're going to run for president in 4 years. You might be in a wheelchair, you can't talk, or you might be in your grave. The old saying, Joe, don't say what I'll do tomorrow. Say it the Lord's will. Your life is in the Lord's will. My life's in the Lord's will. But we are looking forward to Donald Trump to bring back the manufacturing here. We need it for the people here that want to work. America's got soft. It's got to the point that they depend on the government. A lot of them do. But when somebody gets in there and finds a waste and finds all the things that's going on, they get mad about it. I drove $1,700, I think $1,600, I'm telling you. Social Security. Well, actually a couple thousand, but they take out $500 a month for my medical bills and blah, 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 and all the crap. That's another thing. I can't understand where that we have to let some other country manufacture our medicine. It's all about money. That's what all it's about, money. I just get so sick and tired of people making out like they care. The other day, they had some metal ground up in a product that I ain't gonna send the company's name, but they had metal ground up in the product. They had to recall it. You couldn't eat it. Carelessness. Too cheap to watch out for the American people they're feeding. But we appreciate all of you who's tuned in. We want to hear from you.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV Broadcast Studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its